The 2011 VFL Grand Final was one to savour. Port Melbourne and Williamstown, the old foes, David Rhys-Jones. It promised so much. And it was a game that really was played in distinct sections. Williamstown off to a flyer, and they looked as though they were eyeing the Premiership Cup in the first quarter.
Yeah, we thought that, with the run and the amount of listed players, they had 15 Bulldogs listed players playing for them. And to get away to the start they did in the first quarter was sensational, and really thought they'd run away with the game. And here we see Davies kicking a sensational goal from the boundary line there, and they just had everything going for them. And it wasn't until this, we see Patrick Rose involved here, went for the mark, slipped out the back, gets a goal, and he was actually the spark that ignited this Port Melbourne team onto bigger and better things.
That was the last goal of the first quarter, and then Rose came out and kicked the first two goals of the second quarter. That man, Malcolm Lynch, was important, got a couple of touches, broke the lines, and all of a sudden, Port Melbourne was a simply unstoppable force.
They certainly were. Look, and it's just a credit to their coach, it's a credit to them as players to have the confidence in each other, to know never to give up and to keep going. Things will turn, and they were well led. Their leaders, Baird, Pinwell, these guys were fantastic. Dean Galea there at full forward kicking 6 goals was magnificent. They had players all over the ground who just dominated.
It was 7-7 to 1-1 in the second quarter. Port turned a 21-point deficit into a 21-point lead, and then goal for goal in the third quarter. Just when it looked as though Port were going to put them away, Billy Burston kicks a goal there. Williamstown stuck at their task, and in the third term, actually, 6 goals, 3 apiece.
Yeah, look, it was magnificent, wide open football, and we don't see a great amount of that these days. Great goal there from Mitch Hahn, and he was trying to rev his troops up, but and we're going to see a fantastic goal here from Billy Burston. But Port Melbourne, to their credit, just know how to win. These guys have such a belief that they'll go through anything. They can be 5 or 6 goals down and still believe they can win, and that's what gets them over the line.
It was still manageable. It was 21 points at three-quarter time, but then Port, with Batsanis getting the quick reply after Panos got an early goal. I suppose Williamstown had to roll the dice, Rhys, and they had to be prepared to lose big. That's the way it turned out, and Port just had party time for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, they did, and the losing margin doesn't really do justice for the game itself. They were right in the game up until probably 10 minutes or 15 minutes into the last quarter, and then the floodgates opened, and it was, as you say, party time for Port Melbourne.
An incredible achievement. No team has gone through the season undefeated in the First Division since North Melbourne way back in 1916. And Port has the perfect season. They have the Liston Trophy winner, and now they have the most important thing of all, the Premiership. And there are a lot of people who've been involved in footy for a long, long time who had tears in their eyes with this win. A perfect season for Port Melbourne. They take the flag as a standalone club in 2011. 22 goals, 12, 144. Williamstown gallant makes it all the way through to the big day. 13-10-88. As David Rhys-Jones said incredibly, the margin 56 points in the end. Port are the champions in a season that we are not likely to see replicated in a hurry. Well done to the Borough.